welcome back everyone to today's explainer. We're jumping right into something truly fascinating today. We're going to take a calm, focused look at a very specific, almost meditative source text that outlines the unique attributes of a beautiful material, rhodonite. We're going to break down exactly what the source tells us about this stone, step by step, to really understand the deep magic, so to speak, of what's being claimed here. Okay, let's dive right into this. So our source text is incredibly concise, but man, it packs a lot of highly specific claims into just a few short lines. The central question we're exploring today is simply this: what exactly are the core properties of rhodonite? Well, according to the text, the stone actually possesses a really interesting dual nature. It kind of bridges the gap between our physical, bodily well-being and our internal mental state. You know, what's really interesting to me is exactly where the text begins its claims. It starts entirely grounded in the physical realm. The source explicitly states that rhodonite helps to develop a healthy body. It doesn't start off with the mystical or the emotional stuff, right? It starts right here with foundational, overall physical health. It's presenting the stone as a totally fundamental element for supporting bodily well-being. Building directly on that broad idea of a healthy body, the text actually gets a lot more specific about its physical mechanisms. The source notes that rhodonite balances the blood circulation. Now, I really want to draw your attention to the specific verb used there, balances. It's not just claiming it stimulates or, increases blood flow, it specifically points to equilibrium and harmony within the physical body's systems. And this is the second specific physical property the text highlights right before it shifts its focus entirely. And this brilliantly illustrates the full scope of what the text is claiming. On the physical side, we've got the grounded traits we just covered, developing a healthy body and balancing that blood circulation. But then, the text makes this fascinating pivot. It moves away from the physical, straight into the ethereal and psychological. The text asserts that the stone affects not just our physical circulation, but our internal, mental, and emotional states as well. Talk about a complete paradigm shift. So let's zoom in on that right side of the equation for a second. The source introduces an absolutely powerful psychological claim. It states that rhodonite eliminates psychological negativities. Once again, it is so worth paying close attention to the strong vocabulary used in the source material here. It doesn't merely say it reduces these negativities or, helps you cope with them. No, the text uses the definitive word eliminates. It literally presents the stone as an active, powerful agent in clearing out negative mental states from the mind. That is a huge claim. So the crucial point is how the text logically links these psychological effects together into one unified concept. The source notes it is a promoter of courage by eliminates psychological negativities. Now, the text is establishing a direct cause and effect relationship here. It's basically arguing that courage isn't necessarily something external that is just magically added to you. Rather, courage is promoted specifically because the psychological negativities have been cleared away. By eliminating the negative, the text suggests the stone inherently makes room for and naturally fosters real courage. It's like clearing out the weeds so the flowers can actually grow. Now, our source material actually concludes with a direct call to action, and I want to seamlessly pass that right along to you all. If you're finding this structured breakdown helpful, please go ahead and drop a like, share your thoughts in the comments below about these wild physical and psychological claims, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss our future explainers. Finally, I want to leave you with this provocative thought, inspired directly by the psychological mechanisms we just explored in the text. If clearing out the negative is the essential prerequisite to promoting courage, as our source claims about rhodonite, then how will you actively eliminate psychological negativity today? Really think about what practical steps you can take to clear out that mental space and foster your own courage. Thank you so much for joining me for today's explainer, and as always, keep learning.